Hey everybody! What's up, you guys? Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm Biscuit Dog and we're back on the old Arnold parcel, ready to do some mining. So we skipped last week's episode, but that was for a good reason, you guys. In between episodes, I did 3 massive cleanups, you guys, giving us a grand total of over $500,000. If you look up at our money right now, though, you see we've only got $46,585. There's a reason for that, you guys. Let me show you. So, the Frankenstein DLC came out, and that was cool. Then we had to buy the Frankenstein machine. Look at this thing. This is by far the most expensive machine in the game right now, and you guys can see why. It's not a small piece of equipment. Now we're really starting to look like a professional mining operation, though, you guys. Look at this. There's a problem with this, though. All this heavy equipment is eating up fuel like nobody's business. So what we're going to have to do, like, this thing is just not cutting it anymore, man. I emptied this thing just driving the Frankenstein machine down there. So it's still got some fuel in it, but it's a very, very costly exercise. So we're definitely going to need the big fuel tank. That's probably the next purchase we're going to make. Also, I put all the runs in between episodes, as you can see here. I just finished that last night. That was fun. We got all of these in again, no problem. And we're kind of ready to start building the tier 3 wash plant again, because now this equipment is serious. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Hopefully we've got it properly lined up so that we can hit the wash plant with this conveyor belt. Let's go have a look. Yep, that's pretty much directly on top of the wash plant. The wash plant doesn't look like it's moving. It's not hitched up anymore, so that should be fine. The cool thing about that is we get to keep the wash plant out of the cut. If you think about it, what it kind of does is extend our radius quite dramatically. So we can reach this wash plant from any distance as long as this conveyor belt, pretty much, which is great, which means we can have the wash plant set up in an almost permanent spot, and we can just move the conveyor belt and the digger. So that's a wonderful thing. Essentially what it does really is it extends the arm of the digger to this long, because you know, you've got the radius around the digger that you can dig, but then you can move this thing, and that expands the radius, really. So this thing's going to be very, very cool. It's going to allow us to move a lot more dirt, a lot quicker. Okay, and obviously the other reason we bought this thing is this is what 3 cleanups looks like in this hotspot that we found with the driller, but we're going to have to go down. All the great gold is below us still, so we're going to have to go down some more. We're going to have to go down right to the bottom of the cut. And this thing's really, really going to help us with that, because what we're going to be able to do is have the excavator all the way at the bottom of the cut and be moving pay dirt all the way to the wash plant without driving it anywhere, without moving the wash plant, without taking the excavator all the way to the wash plant for every bucket. That would be crazy. Moving the wash plant around is getting really kind of tough now, because these spots are getting tight. Obviously you can see I've leveled it out really nicely. It's taken me quite a long time to level it out like this. It's still not perfect, but it's like a good workspace. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to keep this thing kind of around here, the Frankenstein machine that is. So it's definitely going to raise our efficiency even more, but it's also going to take up our fuel costs. We're going to have to be producing with this thing around. The other cool thing about these is that you can have more than one. So if you're working at the far end of the cut, you can kind of link these things up to feed each other, and you can have them going all the way to the tier 3 wash plant if you want, which will be amazing. I mean, we might get into that in future, but right now obviously we don't have the money. This thing's $500,000, you guys. Just settle down. It took a lot of work to buy this thing, since obviously I'm not cheating. But I think it's really, really going to be great. And as you guys saw, we've got it all lined up already. All we've got to do is hook up this wash plant. So that's going to take some time. Also, our old processing station is a mess now. Let's go take a look at that. Everything's just everywhere. This is what it looks like after 3 cleanups and a Frankenstein machine. So I'm not sure that this is the best place for the water line and the generator anymore, to be honest, you guys. Even the magnetite separator and the wavetable are not in the best spot right now. And especially since we're going to be adding stuff to this tier 3 wash plant, we're going to be running out of space down here. We also need a place for that huge fuel tank, and that massive generator is not a bad idea either. So a lot of restructuring has to happen right now, I think, you guys. So what I was thinking is taking all of this stuff, that is the magnetite separator, the wavetable, the generator, the pump, and all these connectors, and leading them around the tier 3 wash plant. So instead of taking them right over all this stuff, maybe we'll set the pump up to the river down here somewhere, put a line across to the wash plant over here somewhere, put the generator down here, wavetable, magnetite separator, get everything we had down there set up over here, and that way This is kind of our new cleanup spot. I think that'll work nicely. We're going to need some more buckets too, I think. The only problem with this damn Frankenstein machine is it's going to fill up the buckets on this wash plant so quickly, and I'm going to have to keep running up here and changing the buckets. That's the only thing. This game is begging for multiplayer, you guys. There's so much stuff that could be so much cooler with more than one person. Anyway, it's awesome as single player. I mean, I'm not dissing, I'm having great fun single player, but multiplayer, this would really, really be special, I think. I mean, we could even set all the washing stuff up down here. This is a nice flat area, but obviously there's pay dirt under here, and we'll have to move it at some point, because we want to clear this cut. We'll want to get at this pay dirt at some point. So it's probably better just to leave it up here, set everything up like that, and we'll be good to go in no time. And this will be our new cleanup area. It's fairly level. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. We can make something happen. Maybe we could put it all up here. This is probably a little more level. This might be better. So there's lots of moving and work involved in this plan, you guys, but damn. Once we get it set up, we're going to be washing dirt faster than ever before. And obviously we're looking now towards the Tier 3 wash plant. So there's all kinds of different equipment that the Tier 3 wash plant can take, which is great. I mean, look down here. The old hog pan sluice fits in right here. You can put the hog pan on top of it, like that, and you can put the extender here, and obviously the jig sits here, and these sluices run into the jig, so this is gonna maximize profit. I don't know what these things on the side are for. I'll go check it out because I really want to know. This obviously houses something. I'm not sure what it is yet, but when I work out what it is, we're gonna get those too. And this thing is gonna be a beast, you guys. We're probably gonna start with the cheap stuff, like the cheap trommel and the cheap shaker and all of that stuff, but we'll upgrade as we go along. It's also nice that we can sell stuff, so we're not going to be losing that much money, really. But hopefully all this stuff will come a lot quicker now, because we're going to be mining a lot faster. This is going to be great, you guys. I've never actually sent dirt up this conveyor, so let's do that quickly and see how it works. Obviously the wash plant's unplugged, so it's not going to help us right now, but it'll be good to see how much of it gets into the wash plant. Let's get this conveyor moving. That looks like she's on. Alright, let's test her out. If I hop out, will she stay on? Yes, she will. I mean, it'd be fairly useless if she didn't. Okay, so I think this is going to work fine. How we've got this set up is the big excavator can just turn around here. Obviously we're going to clear this out a little more, but we've cleared a little space for the back to be clear here. Just makes it, as you can see. And then we can work on this bit and kind of eat our way into the cut a little bit more. Let's try out this conveyor belt. Do we just drop it here like this? Is it going? Yes, it is! This is great! Can I drop it anywhere on the conveyor belt? Ooh, we just don't have enough clearance. We're just a little bit too close, I think. There we go. That looks like it's working. Here she comes. Look at that! Like a charm, you guys! 21, 22... Is it missing it now? No, 25, 28, 30, 31. Good! Wow, I don't know how that happened, because that large bucket fills up this wash plant 40%, and we managed to get 42% out of it, so that's great. We know we're not losing any pay dirt with the Frankenstein machine, and it's working perfectly, you guys. This is going to be great. We're going to get through stuff so much quicker. Like I said, the only problem is the buckets. We're going to be running up and down changing buckets all the time. But something cool that I figured out about this wash plant is you can store connectors in the side here. I'm pretty sure this isn't meant to happen, but it's working pretty well for me. So you can just pick them up like that, not a problem. You drop them back in there, and they kind of stay in the framework of the wash plant, so it's good to keep spares, and that's a pretty good place to keep them. Also the buckets, like this side that's not active of the wash plant, you can keep 2 or 3 buckets on this little ledge. You can even keep an extra one next to this bucket over here, and they don't seem to come off too easy either. So what we really have to think about now, once we've mined some more money, is getting the huge fuel tank up and running, and then the huge generator as well, and then obviously the hopper, the shaker, the trommel, the jigs, all that stuff we need for the wash plant. That's a lot of money, you guys, but that's the plan. So the scale of mining has definitely grown dramatically. I mean, now we're real miners. We're not just screwing around with a pickup truck and some pans anymore. We got some really, really serious equipment, you guys. And it's good times. And obviously we're only like 4 meters down in the hotspot, so we've got like another 6 meters to dig down here, and all the best gold is at the bottom, so we should be making quite a lot of money pretty soon. We're really also like digging into this cut. I mean, we're really doing some damage now. It's not going to be long before we're halfway through. Also, this machine's going to be great for the different levels we're planning. So like, when we go to the bottom on all the hotspots, like I said before, this machine's going to be able to feed the wash plant directly from the bottom of the cut. It's going to be so convenient. Obviously, we're still going to have to get the excavator down there, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. So the plan for getting down to the bottom of this great hotspot is, I've kind of tried to level off this little area down here a little bit. It hasn't gone perfectly, but it's good enough for the excavator to drive through. So then what I think we'll do is just kind of dig a hole through here and start chomping into the bottom of the cut from here. So we'll make a second level like this, we'll flatten out this whole level, and then we'll make a third level, which will be the bottom of the cut. So it's a 3-phase plan. We're in phase 1 right now, but things are going really, really well, you guys. Also, flattening out stuff really, really helps, because what it can do for you, besides the obvious, letting you drive your stuff on the cut really nice and flat, that's working wonderfully, but also it lets you push bits of dirt to the side. I was kind of worried we were going to push the wash plant over the side into this rough stuff over here, so I made a little wall with a dozer. Very convenient. And this too is kind of a wall. We're obviously going to have to get rid of it pretty soon because it's our way into the bottom of the cut. But this is just for safety's sake. Like, we can walk up here, we've got a light up here, and we're not going to drive anything off the side of the cut, which is super convenient. Alright, you guys, so the sun's going down, and we've been moving stuff all afternoon. This plan's going pretty well. My OCD was flaring up over that wash plant site. That stuff was really, really messy, and it was really getting to me. So I've kind of sorted it all out, and we're almost ready to run here, I think. Let me give you guys a quick tour. This is looking way better now, you guys. Oh, look at this. I went to the store, and I bought another hog pan, and another extender, and another sluice. Because obviously we want to get as many mats on this wash plant as possible. The more mats, the more gold. That's the way I see it anyway. But as a consequence of that, we have a lot of mats and a lot of grids to go by. So 8 down here and 12 up there. That's a fair amount of mats. That's 20 mats in total. That should net us a pretty good amount of gold. You guys, that's definitely more than it was originally. The first time I had this thing set up, I just had the 2 sluices at the top. So that made 12 mats, but now we've got a full 20 mats. I don't know if we're going to need these, but I bought an extra one just in case, and I bought the automatic ones, and I've hooked them up with water hoses, but the water hoses go nowhere right now. But if we need them, they're all hooked up and ready to go. And if we don't, we can just detach the whole actual hog pan and sell these 2 units. That won't be too bad. So this is way, way neater now, and I'm much happier. All that stuff down here was just cluttering everything up. Also, we changed the plan a little bit, so we've still got the wash plant down there, but all the washing stuff, I'm gonna put it in the tent, I think. It just makes more sense. You don't want to be washing your gold, like, out in the open air, just in case somebody's watching. You know what I mean? I mean, if I was really a gold miner, I probably wouldn't be washing the gold just out on the claim. I'd probably be in the tent, real secret-like. So, we've put the wavetable over here. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of a problem, and we've put the magnetite separator around the corner out here, and we've got everything set up kind of nice and neat. And this is going to be where the money's made, you guys. It's going to be wonderful. So we've got our whole little like gold washing setup in the tent over here, right next to where we sleep, right next to our campfire. Nice and cozy. Then the next thing we've done is put in a second pump. So we've got the line coming from here, nice and sneaky, in between this log and the fence, and we've run the pipe all the way across the road here to a second pump all the way down here. So this pump's obviously for the wash plant. This is going to power the wash plant. We've got a generator down here too, because the wash plant needs power as well. So we've got the water pump here going to a splitter, which is feeding the wash plant, and we've got the generator down here which also feeds the wash plant. So that's power and water to the wash plant, shouldn't be a problem. We obviously need fuel for both of these things, so I've put the small fuel tank over here, and that'll supply this stuff, and also the Frankenstein machine, which is a gas guzzler, you guys. I mean, not only does it take a lot of fuel to drive this thing around, but it also takes a lot of fuel to run the conveyor belt, which is it's costly, let's face it. It's convenient, but it's super costly. So the conveyor belt's got another engine attached to it down here, and you can fill this with fuel, and it takes a lot of fuel too. I suspect an empty conveyor belt engine will probably take most of that small fuel tank. So, I mean, I put a few jerry cans in here. I think I put 2 jerry cans in here and got 22%. So, it's a pretty big tank, and it runs out pretty quickly. Also, we went ahead and ordered the huge fuel tank, which is great. We really need this thing. And then we spent the remainder of our money kind of filling it up. So I think it's like 3/4 full. Well, it will be at midnight. They come and fill it up every night at midnight. You don't obviously have to go drag this thing all the way to the gas station. That would take forever. So this thing fills up automatically once you pay for the fuel. That's really great. You just order fuel and they come and refill this thing. Super convenient. Obviously, this is not going to be where it lives. We're going to put it up here somewhere. I haven't decided exactly where we should put it, but I think we should put it pretty close to the big wash plant. So there's like a cleared flat area just above the trommel up here. This area here, I don't know if this is big enough. In fact, this probably isn't big enough. We'll probably place it down here next to the hopper. That's probably the best place for it, you guys. So it has been a pretty admin intensive episode. There was a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of stuff to move. I've gotten most of it moved now, and we can carry on to the bottom of the cut, you guys. I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace!